Hi everyone and welcome to the fifth video in our series of HR Essentials All Employers Need to Know. Sorry.
Employers, blue card.
Yeah, that's it, blue one. We're going to leave that one in today. Thanks again for joining me, Paulette.
You're welcome.
Great to see you. So today we're going to talk all about inductions and what it's like to set your employees up for long-term success. So walk me through the process of what is the ideal way to induct an employee, just taken on a new employee. We've gone through all of those procedures that we've talked about in the last 4 videos. So what's the best way to induct someone?
Make them feel welcome. It's kind of really as simple as that. So on their first day, have someone ready to welcome them into the business. Make sure their computer's set up. If they need a computer, make sure there's all the tools that they need to actually do their job. The amount of times I've heard people have turned up and go, oh, we weren't ready for you. Oh, you just need to sit over there. Oh, here's a handbook, you read it.
Yeah, not a very welcoming environment if you're just starting with a new employer. I guess, yeah, that's right. If you've got your workstation all set up, ready to go, you've got all your tools and equipment ready to do the job. And what about training then? How does that training sort of start with the induction? Like day one, walk through the premises, I'd imagine.
Yep. So go through the premises. Where's tea and coffee? Where's the toilets? Introduce them to the staff. Let them know where their desk space is. If you can, I suggest doing like a stationery box up. Pens, pencils, rubbers. Staplers, everyone fights over staplers,
yes.
Getting that all set up. So having that all there, and even if during the interview they said, oh, I like Perky Nana chocolates, which is my favourite by the way.
I'll remember that.
Even if they said that, maybe you'd have a chocolate in there and they go, oh, they actually listen, I'm not a number on the payroll record, I'm just not a new employee, I'm actually important. So it's the first 90 days that someone decides whether they're going to stay or leave a business.
Wow.
So your first day is really important. So it's setting that all up and then sitting down with the line manager, go, okay, this is what we need you to do. This is the training routine we're going to go through. This is your buddy. This is how we're going to do it. So the person knows what their job is, how they're going to do it, and what tools are available for them, and what support is available for them as well. So they go home feeling excited.
So they want to come back on that second day because they know they're already set up to do the job that they were employed to do.
Yeah. And obviously you've got your health and safety obligations as well, so emergency exits, make sure the evacuation, make sure they've got a copy of the employee handbook as well, so they know how everybody does things around here and where to go should they need anything as well.
And is this something that, once they've done the health and safety check and they've learned all the stuff about the business and where things are and how things operate, is it something that's important to get signed off?
Definitely, you need to get it signed off that they've done the induction, because once if they come back and say, I didn't know, so well, on this day at this time we went through this with you. Not every new employee is going to work out. That's just the way it is. No matter how good your induction is, no matter how good your business is, there's always going to be that bad apple in that basket. And employees, unfortunately, can come back at you. So the more documentation you have, the more that's written down, the more that's signed off, the greater your protection. Should, and I really do hope you don't have to go through it, but should you have someone come back and try and bite you?
Yeah, so if there was a fair work case, for example, then you know that you've got all the documentation ready to prove your case.
Yeah, so but anyone, if you're a business and you've got less than 15 staff, an employee can't go for unfair dismissal. They're out of jurisdiction until they've been there 12 months anyway. And if you've got more than 15 staff, it's 6 months that they'd be out of jurisdiction for unfair dismissal. Okay. But you could have unlawful or adverse action, so you just need to cover those ones off.
Yeah, absolutely. So anything else about inducting new employees? Is there anything else that's really important that we need to know?
I think at the end of the first week, sit them down, hey, how are you going? Have you any questions? Is there anything you need? Is there any more support? It's been great having you here. Really looking forward to you back next week. So again, they're not just a payroll number. They're not just another employee. Make them feel important, because everybody wants to feel important. Everyone wants to feel valued and everyone wants to feel welcomed and enjoyed for the skills that they have.
Yeah, okay. So I guess it's really now a matter of making sure that, one, that you've got all those things set up when they first walk in the door on day one, that you've got all the documentation ready for them to sign off, so and particularly your workplace health and safety procedures.
And your policies and procedures.
Yeah.
Make sure you've given them on or before their first day of work the fair work statement as well. Now that's really important. There are quite hefty fines if you don't, which not many people realise. So do make sure you actually give them the Fair Work Statement on or before, because it is actually in the National Employment Standards.
Yes, and that's something that you could include in your induction pack with your employees.
Yes, yeah. And if you've got a brochure about your company, include that. Some bigger companies do have brochures about this is what we do, so they can get up to speed really quickly.
and really get an understanding of how they're going to fit into the business. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, anything else that we need to know about inductions?
Oh, well, I've got a checklist.
Excellent. That's fabulous.
And I've got a fact sheet. So
Awesome.
I've done up a checklist and a fact sheet for everybody as well. So what I'll do is we'll put it up with this video so you can have that and you can go through and just make sure everything's done, really. And it should give you a really good grounding. Well, it will give you a really good grounding, not should. It will.
Absolutely, and that's what you need. Make sure you've got everything ready to go when you're taking on a new employee.
And the biggest thing, I've said this all the way along, and this is how I operate. Treat others the way you want to be treated.
That's it.
You know what? If you're happy to turn up to a new workplace and sit there and twiddle your thumbs, then go treat people like that. But I can guarantee you probably won't be happy doing that.
That's the type of employees you're going to attract then.
Yes,
That's
the culture you're going to build.
Exactly.
So treat people the way you want to be treated. If you treat people well, you'll get good back the other way. And most circumstances.
Yes.
I say most because there's always the bad apples.
That's right. Well, thank you very much for that wonderful bit of insight on inductions today,
Thank
Paulette.
you for having me along.
No problem at all. And we look forward to seeing you all next month.
Yeah, so next month we're looking at absence.
What to do when your team members don't turn up.
Yeah, so I expect that's going to be a big concern of a lot of people. Absence tends to be a bit of a problem in workplaces, so certainly something worth tuning in on.
So keep an eye out for our next video, and thanks for tuning in today, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Awesome. Talk to you soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.